we've also got another of Lance's series for Tales from the Loop. Now, Lance has been giving us his insight for his Tales from the Loop RPG campaign for a few weeks now, and the most recent one is pretty exciting because it's Wizarding World custom rules.
So this is it's actually his friend Michael who runs the campaign, who's known as Athelad on the website if you want to go and check him out. But yeah, he's been putting together this really awesome sort of custom rule set for playing in the Potterverse, as it were. So he's got some really cool ideas in there for sort of how you change up your stats to try and mix them into what's happening in the Harry Potter world, as well as a table for rolling up your own wand as well, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. And as soon as I read through this article, because I was editing it together for the website, I was like, man, I want to play in this world. I need to be in this world now. I want to make my own wand. I want to be a wizard. So yeah, it was very cool. and the wealth of different ideas for encounters for this game are just tenfold. I mean, not only have you got all the stuff that happened in the books, but there's all the stuff in the expanded universe as well, and loads of really cool ideas. Maybe you do something in Gringotts, or do something in Diagon Alley where you're like looking for your stuff before you go to Hogwarts and things like that. And the castle itself is huge and expansive and full of secrets. So there's so many different things you could do, and in so many different time periods as well.
I absolutely love the idea of role playing in Harry Potter. It's one of those ones that I've always wondered, why aren't there official role play rules for this?
Yeah, it's one of those things. It depends how widely they want to spread licenses. Because years ago, you got things like GURPS, so Steve Jackson's generic universal roleplay system, and with that, you got GURPS Indiana Jones. There was a Tank Girl when the Laurie Petty movie came out, although it drew more on the comic than the movie, which is not a bad thing.
Definitely not. I've seen that film.
It had its moments. But anyway, yeah. So. Depending on how big the IP is, some of them are more restrictive because they don't want to hand over, here's a carte blanche, whereas other IPs have been saved practically. But Star Wars is a prime example. Star Wars went nowhere after the original trilogy. Once the sort of Kenner toys and that sort of thing disappeared, it kind of died. But West End Games had the RPG license, and they ran with it for years, and stuff that they designed became canon. And even though Disney now own it and went back and went, oh, some of this expanded universe stuff doesn't exist, they've kept most of the West End Games RPG stuff as canon. So it's gone from the RPG into canon, and Disney went, actually, we're keeping that because that's all great. So depending on the company and the IP, it can be a big hit or a big miss. The detail work that's gone into this, though, is just insane.
Yeah, if we bring that up again.
The things like the artwork that he's included, and he's just a talented fella.
Yeah.
Yeah. The interesting thing about you see the little picture at the end there. That's Lance's own character,
right?
Who always has equipment for the things that he needed to do last adventure.
All right.
So he always has everything he ever needs,
but just slightly behind.
Which I thought was really fun. And he's got a tiny little owl companion and stuff. So, man, just when everyone else was talking about this, I was really, really drawn into it. And Tales from the Loop is such a good system anyway for playing out those kind of like Stranger Things style adventures that it translates over perfectly into Harry Potter, where you've got these groups of kids going out and trying to do like interesting mystery adventures and investigations in lands that are effectively ruled by adults. So, yeah.
Well, that's it.
Cool.
The fact that it is based on kids being kids and being young kids and having those sort of Goonie-esque adventures is fantastic. I can't think of a better system for it, because most systems will have some form of injury or death mechanic, which you don't really want with kids kicking around. Although the follow-up Tales from the Loop moves it to teenagers, and that is a possibility. So it'll be interesting to see where people run with that. Because that just could that be then the end of the Harry Potterverse, where you have that death type of thing? It means you could just transition across, because the core mechanics will be the same, but with those more deathly things sort of added. Yeah.
To be fair, those sort of rules for death should be in a Harry Potter game from the start, because that school was not run according to health and safety regs.
No, it really wasn't. There was an awful lot of, instead of giving you detention, I'm going to send you into the forest of death.
Yeah, we're full of werewolves. Yeah.
By yourself for half an hour. Go and stand there.